Hi, I'm Eric Buck with Hitachi Vantara, and joining me today is Cesar Martinez with T-Systems. Hey, Cesar, thanks for joining me.
Hey, Eric. I'm very happy, very excited to be with you today and looking forward to our discussion.
Yeah, I think we've got some great things to talk about, so why don't we get started?
Let's go.
Cesar, in your role as VP Cloud and Infrastructure at T-Systems, working with IT executives across different industries, what have you observed as some of the biggest challenges confronting them today?
Moving from classic services, from centralized services, from dedicated teams into a digitized world. I think the market is seeing a big change in the way we provide IT services, and the way anyone provides IT services. What many companies across all industries, I mean, we see it with our automotive, oil and gas, healthcare, manufacturing customers. They're ready to take the jump. They're ready to leave their dedicated services and named resources to go into faster, more reliable, and most cost-effective platforms and infrastructures.
How has T-Systems had to adapt to all of those dynamics?
We tend to respond to emergencies with the type of customers we work with. We had never, and I guess in my experience, in my lifetime, I never had to work on an emergency mode for all of our customers.
Yeah,
So
right.
we had to define, and at the same time, take care of our own employees, right? So we had to define different groups working in the same site at different times with cleaning crews, in the middle of it. And so we had to adapt to a fast-paced, demand and provisioning of services. We had to adapt to high competition, for the same resources in the market. So that had to do, and we had to rely a lot and close ranks with our partners, which we pretty much appreciate with Hitachi.
There was a lot of work on both sides to ensure that we have the ability to respond to what's happening in the marketplace. You think about what's happening in the market today. I know you and I have talked about the impact COVID's had on healthcare. I'm curious how that's impacting some of your clients in other industries as well.
Yeah, as I mentioned, manufacturing, we're busy working with several of our customers, helping them understand what are the next steps to go into, as I mentioned, more reliable platform. There is a lot of privacy and security concerns from the industry, from many industries, in terms of intellectual property, in terms of protection of data of their customers and employees.
I'm thinking about this, and I know how many clients you guys support and how adaptable T-Systems is. If I could just get you to pick one example of a client challenge that you've dealt with recently, that touches on some of the comments you previously made, perhaps you could share that with us.
We recently signed up with a customer in Arizona. They had their servers on premise with dedicated teams working on those servers. We have moved them to our cloud in Houston with services provided to that cloud from Eastern Europe and Asia, with a much more interesting cost and a much more interesting operational model. We have 24/7 services that are accessed and support to those customers in their native language from different parts in the world. So I think making sure that we provide services at an efficient cost with the utmost reliability and quality are important things for our customers today.
It makes sense to me. So as you pivot and start to think about what challenges you see on the horizon and how you'd recommend your customers plan for the next couple of years, what advice might you share? What trends might you talk about?
Storage is it's starting to become a problem. People are and companies are storing data in ways that we didn't imagine before. The network to transfer that data that needs to be stored and recovered eventually, it's something that also has to be taken into account. And then new technologies. I mean, we've talked about 5G. We've embarked with our parent company Deutsche Telekom into a 5G deployment in the US via T-Mobile, and we're really excited to be a part of the new era of telecommunications and IT services.
No, it's an interesting point. I think you talk about 5G and the decentralization happening in the market, and what comes to mind for me, we're the leader in object storage, and naturally having people's data organized in an object format allows them to access it much more quickly across geographies. So, as I think about us adjusting and the markets adjusting, I'm curious as to your thoughts as to what the new normal will look like.
I think a lot of work from home. I think that the new normal will be that catering to people working from home, catering to faster access to databases and information. I think that's something that the industry will be facing and is already facing. How do we make sure that all resources are available and in enough quantity to not have companies competing for the same resources?
Well, Cesar, thank you again for joining us today. I really enjoyed the topic. It was great spending time together once again. Have a great day.
Thank you, Eric. It was my pleasure.